Plaintiff Kayla Machado says she was a cheerleader in high school who got good grades and also participated in beauty pageants. However, Kayla claims her life took a dramatic turn 3 years ago when the defendant assaulted her and broke her nose, all over a boy. She's suing for pain and suffering. Defendant Jacqueline Nesby and her daughter Cassandra insist Cassandra is a good girl who played softball and got good grades. But they do admit that she assaulted Kayla after she discovered Kayla was dating her ex-boyfriend. Cassandra regrets the assault, but claims she has paid off her restitution.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
All right, tell me what happened.
Well, I met Cassandra in junior high school through a mutual friend. I'm a year older than her, and I went to a different school than her. I was a sophomore in 2006. I was a good student. I was a flyer for the varsity cheerleading squad, which I absolutely loved. It gave me a big adrenaline rush, and it was just the most amazing feeling ever. And
I'm glad that's the way you got it.
Yeah, it was fun.
Right.
It was fun.
A lot of kids in high school and college and as adults find their adrenaline rush
Yes, Your
in
Honor.
other destructive ways.
Yeah.
So, you're a good example of how they can find it other than getting high off drugs.
Flying and cheerleading.
Find something you have a passion for, something you love, and you'll get the same high, right?
Yes, sir.
How you know? You been high?
No, I have not. High in cheerleading.
Go ahead with you.
All right, and I also did beauty pageants for 2 years, and I placed in the top both years. But
Good.
on November 10th, 2006, my life dramatically changed when Cassandra approached me and punched my nose and broke it.
Well, you gotta give me a little more background than that.
Okay, well, I was at the movie theater with some of my friends, just out having a good time. And she approached me, kind of grabbed my throat, pushed
About
me
what?
around.
You gotta tell me,
Okay,
what was there
this
words
was over-
said, or
This was over a guy. And she came
the
up
guy
to me.
you were with?
A guy I was with at the time, yes.
Right. He was there with you that night?
No, he was not with me. He was at his house,
Okay.
I think.
So she came up and said what?
Yeah, she came up to me. I do not remember the exact words because it was a long time ago.
What was the essence of her statement? I'm
Pretty
gonna
much-
get you if you keep messing with this
Yeah,
guy?
exactly.
Okay, was she flirting or dealing with him also?
I do not know, actually.
Okay, let me hear from her.
I do want to say that this was a horrible thing that happened, and yes, my daughter did punch Kayla in the nose. However, she is a good girl. That was the one and only time she was ever in trouble. She gets good grades in school. She played softball. She did a little cheerleading also. Anyway, it was a Friday evening. I took Cassandra to the movies, and 20 minutes later, I got a call saying that she had hit someone and I needed to come and get her. Okay. So I will let her fill in.
So my mom dropped me off at the movies, and our mutual friend came up, told me that Kayla was there. And so I went up to her. My intentions weren't to fight her. I never told her I was going to fight her or hit her. I went up to her, heard she was talking badly about me. I asked her about it, and there was words exchanged, and she said, "I'm with him now. There's nothing you can do about it." And I grabbed her by the neck and I punched her in the face.
She actually walked away.
Over a boy?
Yes.
And
I know it was wrong.
Had you been dating him for a while? How long?
I don't remember.
You don't remember how long you dated the boy?
No.
Yet you put yourself at risk of going to jail.
Yeah. I know it was
wrong. And
wrong.
don't even remember how long you went with him.
Yeah. I know it was wrong.
Well, Your Honor, this
you
is
know
a
how
gentleman.
long
This
she
is a
went
gentleman that neither girl should have been with.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Exactly.
It wasn't worth it for either of us, really.
Exactly.
It really wasn't.
You didn't think about that when you were getting in trouble?
Not at the time.
Okay.
It was 2 years ago. She was 15 years old. And like I said, she has not been in a stitch of trouble. We did go to court. I had spoken with Kayla's mother the next day. I told her how sorry I was for the situation and what had happened. I told her that I would pay for any out-of-pocket expenses that would occur through the process. She, at that time, didn't really seem to think that that was going to be a concern. 5 months later is when we were then notified that they were that they were pressing legal charges against her.
All right, and who notified you?
Actually, I received a
Just the
call
court
from her
papers?
mother.
Young lady, I'm sorry, ma'am.
Yes.
And young lady,
Thank you.
state your name.
I'm Kathleen Machado.
What do you want to tell me? I'm most interested in the communications that you had with the mother.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was a few years back, and I remember you calling me the day after, and saying that please communicate with me. Her dad would get very mad if, because of this, her dad would be very mad. We had the police report here.
Did you communicate with her?
Well, other than, I was in shock. This was the day after. I was totally in shock.
But did she agree to pay all the expenses?
I can't remember that.
So
I honestly can't remember it.
What was your next step regarding your communication with her?
Okay, I did not communicate with her.
Why?
Other than the police report.
I know. Why
she
didn't
was
you
charged.
communicate with her?
Well, I didn't need to. I didn't feel like
You
I
didn't
needed
want your
to.
money?
Well, they were taking care of it with the restitution.
But they weren't taking care of it the first week it happened.
No, they
So
didn't.
what was
And,
on your
well,
mind? What was on your mind regarding money and the
Nothing.
damages?
Nothing at that time.
Okay, so you just kind of said, okay, we'll take care of it. We don't need any money.
Well, yes, because I'm not one that really is money hungry. So I thought,
Yeah, but didn't you need compensation for your
I would.
expenses?
Yes, I would. And I thought the restitution would be enough
How
to
much
take care of it.
restitution did you?
We got 300 and some.
300?
It wasn't very much.
What were your damages, young lady?
$361.
What were your damages?
I got a broken nose. I've had 3 surgeries, and I still need 1 more surgery to actually let me be able to breathe correctly.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You need another surgery to
Yes,
allow
sir.
you to breathe correctly.
Yes, sir.
You've had 3 surgeries, a broken nose, and you have another surgery to go. Did the judge know any of this when he ordered $300 in restitution?
Actually, I got the 3 surgeries totally spread apart.
Did any of those occur before restitution was ordered?
Her first one was the end of November. It happened the beginning of November. Her first one was the end of
Had
November.
to have surgery.
And then, right.
And the judge said $300.
Well, we had Medicaid at the time. I'm a single mom.
Okay.
So we had Medicaid. They took care of it. So like I say, I wasn't money hungry. So as long as they paid me what I missed in
Did
work.
anyone mention pain and suffering there?
At that time, no, because it was only one. And I say, I don't want.
I got you.
I'm a good
if
person,
it was
basically.
already being paid for, that was the primary expense
At
I was
that time,
referring to.
right. Yes.
So, all right.
Right.
And of course, today, knowing that all these surgeries have occurred and you still have one to go, certainly you're entitled to pain and suffering. Let me ask about your knowledge of the young lady's destructive activity or behavior in the past. Do you have any knowledge of anything of the sort?
Not in the past, but since I've came here, I've had numerous amounts of people coming up to me, telling me how Cassandra brags about breaking my nose and how
That's
she's
not
proud of
true.
it.
Young
That's
lady?
not true. I've had the same thing. I've had people coming up to me telling me how she's suing me because she needs the money and things like that. How I came up and I sucker punched her. It was a cheap shot. That my intentions weren't to fight her in the first place.
What type of discipline did you administer, ma'am?
Well, Your Honor, my daughter had to pay every bit of money back to her parents, to us, for the restitution.
Okay, how much?
I'm showing that out of what we paid, I have documentation
What was all
here.
the money? You don't
that
remember?
$936, sir.
Okay, and you think that was fine?
And well, no, I've never thought that any of this was fine.
What
I was in
discipline
trouble.
did you administer?
Well, she's grounded. She had to do chores
For how
around the
long?
house.
Tell me, how long?
At that time, it was probably about a month that she was grounded without privileges except for school activities.
What were the terms of her punishment?
At that time, I don't believe I took her cell phone away because I don't know that she had it except for when she went out.
She did take it away.
What else, ma'am?
And she had to stay home and help chores around the house, cleaning and doing this different responsibilities and make sure that she went to school, and that was pretty much it.
Okay,
went
she
to
already
school.
had to do those things.
I'm sorry?
Those were things she ordinarily did.
Well, no, unfortunately,
Did
I
her
usually do
chores.
them all.
And, pardon me?
Normally I do them all
Okay,
in
so
our
you
household,
did not,
unfortunately.
you did not supervise her in a manner that is traditional. That is, make a child do their chores and go to school.
No, she went to school every day and
Okay,
she
how
does
about
her
chores?
bedroom,
You
but as
just told
far
me
as
she didn't
cleaning
do-
the rest of the house, Your
Ma'am,
Honor,
listen to me.
Okay.
She didn't have to do chores before this incident.
She cleaned her bedroom and went to school, and that was pretty much
so
easy.
therefore, there was no additional punishment for the most part, because what you just mentioned to me was punishment was go to school and do your chores.
Your Honor.
That is negligent, ma'am, in supervising your child. That is certainly not enough punishment for this young lady. What you had to prove today is that the parent was negligent. You can't sue the parent unless the parent was negligent in administering discipline or in supervising their child properly. I'm going to conclude that she did not administer the proper discipline. Certainly you're entitled to $5,000. I don't have to read anything. I don't have to see anything. If you've had all those surgeries, which I believe, and
I have
pardon?
pictures for proof,
Let me take
and
a
I have
look. What do
bills
you
as
have?
well.
I'll see it. But yeah, a punishment of go to school and do your chores. After you break someone's nose who requires 3 surgeries, no, a 4th surgery coming up, and has problems breathing. Judgment for the plaintiff against the mother, $5,000 for negligent supervision. Have a good day.
I continued to cheer the next year, but it was nothing the same. It was terrible. I could not fly. I couldn't tumble. I couldn't do anything. I was just there to do the routines and show my spirit. So the next year I did quit for my senior year and continued on with school.
It was her choice if she didn't want to do cheerleading anymore. If she didn't want to do pageants, that was her choice.
I'm glad it's over. It was a horrible thing that happened, and if we could take it back, I'm sure Cassandra and I both would.